I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within, not even the people that have come in and destroying our country. By the way, totally destroying our country. The towns, the villages, they're being inundated. But I don't think they're the problem in terms of election day. I think the bigger problem are the people from within. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. And I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military.
The information be given once we know of anyone who might be performing any work for the Communist Party. I just felt that I had a duty to respond to your urgent request that before sundown, when we know of anyone serving the communist cause, we let the agency know. We are now letting you know that your man did belong to this organization for either 3 or 4 years, belonged to it long after he was out of law school. Whether you knew that he was a member of that communist organization or not, I don't know. I think you were unknowingly aiding it when you try to burlesque this hearing in which we are attempting to bring out the facts.
We have the greatest military in the world, but you have to know how to use them. You have to know how to use them. But I protect you against outside enemies. But, you know, I always say we have the outside enemy, so you can say China, you can say Russia, you can say Kim Jong-un, you can say, but that's not, it's going to be fun. If you have a smart president, no problem. It's the enemy from within, all the scum that we have to deal with that hate our country.
Mr. Cohn, what is the exact number of communists or subversives that are loose today in these defense plans?
The exact number that is loose, sir?
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
Roughly how many?
I can only tell you, sir, what we know about.
Well, that's 130, is that right?
Yes, sir. I'm going to try to particularize for you if I can.
I'm in a hurry. I don't want the sun to go down while they're still in there if we can get them out. That all the names be sent both to the FBI and to the Department of Defense with extreme suddenness.
Mr. Chairman, I so move.
To expedite removal of the Tren de Aragua and other savage gangs, I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Can you imagine? Those were the old days when they had tough politicians. I have to go back that long.
Executive Order 9066 gave full control of the fate of 120,000 people of Japanese ancestry living on the West Coast to General John DeWitt. DeWitt justified this broad-scale removal as military necessity, stating that the Japanese race is an enemy race, and the fact that no such sabotage had yet taken place was a disturbing indication that such action will be taken. At the same time, the Japanese American Citizens League was active in demonstrating its loyalty to America by becoming air raid wardens and joining the Army. Nevertheless, the anti-Japanese American sentiment in the media was vicious. A Los Angeles Times editorial in early 1942 echoed the feelings of many. A viper is nonetheless a viper wherever the egg is hatched. So a Japanese American, born of Japanese parents, will grow up to be a Japanese, not an American. The order allowed DeWitt to designate military zones in Washington, Oregon, California, and Arizona. The constitutional rights of these American citizens were suspended and control over their lives given to the military. Never before in our history as a nation had this happened. Confusion and misinformation spread, after DeWitt created Zones 1 and 2 on the West Coast with different standards about who could stay in these areas and who had to leave. Original plans for Executive Order 9066 were intended to remove all so-called enemy aliens, which meant the Japanese, German, and Italian populations, since these were the Axis countries the world was at war with. But public opinion was strongly against the removal of German and Italian aliens, leaving the Japanese as the main focus of the effort. By March of 1942, the decision was made to remove all people of Japanese ancestry, including U.S.-born legal citizens, out of the 2 prohibited zones set forth by General DeWitt.
Let me mention a few of the equally important items that are musts on our program if we are to survive the communist menace. Number 1, the Department of Justice should rule that the Communist Party is an agency of a foreign power and subject to the Voorhees Act and the Logan Act, which laws concern themselves with conspiracy against the nation and action on the part of foreign agents. Number 2, the FBI should be empowered and directed to publish the names of all the communist front organizations, such as Youth for Democracy, Progressive Citizens of America, and so on down the line. Number 3, all communist aliens should be forced to leave the country. Number 4, communists, being agents of foreign powers, should be barred from representing clients or groups before labor and other boards. Number 5, communists and members of communist front organizations should be required to register with a federal agency and be fingerprinted.
Well, you made it to the end of the video. Might be thinking to yourself, I should go find something else to watch. But before you hastily go off and do such a thing, I really recommend you subscribe to this channel.